a lot of the time, like, love and patience really does heal a dog, but not a man.
Podcast is a Dear Media production.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Eat.
Welcome back. We are in Dewey Beach as you listen to this. 8th summer in a row.
I love it so much. I'm so excited to go and to drive down. We're like all gonna like road trip together. Oh, I'm so excited. Also, do my eyebrows look black to you?
They're dark.
Yeah.
They're transitioning, right, into their final state.
Yeah, I went to Ever True Salon, like it's in Flatiron. It's where I get my eyebrows microbladed, and I love them. They do like a phenomenal job, but they are black the first like week that you get them done, and you're like, oh no, I've made a horrible mistake. But I have not had makeup on at all in like 2 weeks. I'm just rolling around with like black eyebrows and nothing else on my face. It is liberating. It's a vibe. Every time somebody's looking at me, I feel this urge to be like, they're not always like this. But like I said to like one person, I was like ordering a coffee and I could tell she was like looking at my face and I was like, my eyebrows don't normally look like this. And she was like, what? And I was like, I can tell you're looking at my eyebrows.
Think it is. I don't think it's how you think it is. But has anybody just been like, girl, those eyebrows, that's a slay? Like, has anyone said anything like positive? Because they are prominent and they are well shaped. Clearly, that's the point.
People always comment on my brows, the shape of them. Microblading is the best thing I ever did for my face besides get fake teeth. But the prominence is extreme. No one has said anything, which makes me think that they are staring at them. But I mean, time and time again, I'm just reminded like no one cares about you that much. No one's thinking about you. It's just like very funny to look at a person and be like, I don't normally look like this. And they're like, I wasn't thinking about you literally at all.
Okay, let's thank our partners and then we will get into it.
Okay, thank you to Skims. Shop Skims Cotton and all our favorite pieces at skims.com. And Hungry Root, get 40% off your first box and a free item in every box for life at hungryroot.com/GGE with code GGE.
And thank you to Ladder. Get a free 7-day trial and $10 off your first month at ladder.fit/GGE. And Ride or Die, watch the new series now streaming only on Prime Video. And Nutrafol, get $10 off your first order and free shipping at Nutrafol.com with code GGE10. So today we have Isabel Klee, and we are so excited. We had the best discussion with her a few weeks back in New York. This is one of my favorite books I've ever read, Dogs, Boys, and Other Things I've cried over. It's right here prominently on my bookcase. And I just loved it so much. Like, Isabel, if you're listening, we're just going to fangirl you even more, which we do plenty in the interview. But I would have read it for I would have read 3 more lengths of the book. You know, when you're watching a show, you're like, I would have watched so many more hours of that. I would have read so many more hours of it. I just loved it so much. It's really one of my favorite books I've ever read, and definitely maybe my favorite book of the year, which is a strong statement given the year in books
given the year. Hell yeah.
So it's just, I mean, Strangers, Yesteryear, and this. And I haven't finished Fame Sick. I didn't return to it yet. I read most of the Fame and I didn't finish the Sick, the Lena Dunham book. But I will. I'll finish it. I want to finish it. But I just had to put it aside and pick this one up. And I'm so glad I did. And we can't wait for you guys to hear the interview today. But
I mean, this just blew me away, this book and this interview. I just thought that she is so phenomenal. We're so excited for you guys to just hear the interview. She's so fantastic. It was different than any interview. I thought we were just going to talk about dogs for an hour. And I was like, they're going to kiki about dogs and I'll hang out. And she was so phenomenal.
It's just, I cried off and on the whole time. And you've not just sobbing, but just getting really emotional. And, you know, if you read the book, you'll see why. And I really want to be fostering dogs more. We have a dog, obviously Azul, who is so great with all other dogs. We should be bringing more dogs into this home. So we were looking last night at a couple foster or rescues in LA, and I'm ready to. I want to do that. I just think we both are like, we're scared we'll never want to give them back. But
you're just so equipped for it. I mean, you have a dog, like you understand. Like I was talking to Lisa Littman, who's your vet, and she was like, is it time to get a dog? And I was like, I never know because I travel so much and it would just be so unfair to a dog. Like you have at least a husband at home. So if you go to town, like he has like a wonderful dad at home with him. Like I still don't know what I would do with like an animal right now, like shuttling one back and forth. But she suggested fostering and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm equipped I don't know what I would do with a dog. I'm not equipped.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle change. And we would only foster for a period of time when we were both going to be in town for a while, So we're considering it. But I think we're both scared that we'll be like, well, yeah, that's ours now. That's his little sister, his little brother. We had our eye on this dog like named Sue. Like that's up for adoption with Wags and Walks in LA. We can't get over Sue. Senior, 8-year-old German Shepherd mix. Susan. I'm sorry. That's an iconic name.
That's hilarious.
Azul and Susan. So we're just keeping tabs on Sue. Like, I don't know. We saw her. She spoke to us. So.
Okay, can I tell you something? Because I do really want you to move here, and this might be like getting in my way, but like I do kind of see you guys as a 2-dog family.
100% we're a 2-dog family. We just need to figure our lives out. Like if we were really going to stay in LA permanently, we'd probably have 3. I mean, I really we need to figure out what our lives look like. And if we were going to move and how to get multiple dogs across the country in the first place and move it into a smaller space. But yeah, I mean, my life dream is to have a senior dog rescue on my parents' farm. And I said, Shashank knows that. And last night we were talking about it and he was like, when do we start? I'm like, that's our like down the road retirement plan. But some days I just want to say, fuck it all and start that life.
I never thought about it. I really see you guys as like a 2-dog family. You're both just tall and you're able to like handle several animals. I could really see you guys being good with like a lot of big dogs. I mean, you have a lot of dogs at your parents' house. You guys have a ton of animals.
Yeah, like we were in Montecito this past weekend, which there's like one anecdote I wanted to share. And so many dogs and every time we see like a couple with 2 dogs, we're like, that should be us. And I love when they sort of look alike in some way, same size, maybe or maybe we love the idea of 2 black dogs. We also love the idea of a black and a white. Sue is brown, so Sue doesn't really, and she's bigger. But we like love the idea. We love the idea that Azul like would have like just yin and yang, like black and white, same type of dog, same size, and they're just like walking down the street, so cute, like show stopping. But I did just want to share like one quick thing because you have all these things you want to talk about, and I can't wait to discuss them. But we spent this weekend. We did like an overnight trip in Montecito, and I mentioned this, and this is with a friend of mine, and her name's Angie, and you've met her too. And this was something I just found it really like interesting and heartwarming. This friendship that I have with her. This is someone that I was really close with in Atlanta. And when we met through some other friends and we had this group for a while. And I was like the single girl of the group. She was recently married when I met her and I became really close with her and I loved her husband. And I would always be over at her house and she was always like cooking for me. And like, she was just kind of like a big sister vibe. But I was just like single slut running around Atlanta and she's like married and settled, and they were about to have kids. And I would be at their like big house and just like, maybe one day that I could have like a life like this minus the kids. And that was just kind of our relationship. And then she moved away and they moved to Florida and I visited her a couple times and really kept the friendship. Like we really valued the friendship and we stayed friends when she moved. And then we just like lost touch, like just because like nothing happened. I mean, she had a second child and I moved to New York and I feel like our lives just went in different directions and we would maybe comment here and there on social media. She's not really big on social media, but I don't think I saw her since I visited last, which was like 2015 or something. I really think that's the last time I saw her in person. And again, she congratulated me when I got engaged, but this wasn't even a friend that we were like probably text each other happy birthday every year. Like we really did kind of lose touch and that's just life sometimes. And when her and her husband saw that I was touring last year, they made the drive. They live in Naples. They drove to Tampa for the show and they came and it was so nice to see her. We had the best time. And she was like, we should do this more. And then they came to LA last summer they come to California every year. Then you met them. And then they came to your tour this year. Like they were like, we want to run it back. Yeah. Opening night. And like, I sat with them and your dad, like the 4 of us. And then she was like, this summer again, we do this LA trip and we want you guys to come to Montecito. They get a house there for a couple weeks every summer. And we went around wine tasting. And it just, I love how friendships can evolve and ebb and flow like that. And I think it's just such a nice reminder that can happen. And again, like no conflict, nothing happened. We just grew apart and we came back together. And it's just so crazy that like I'm here with our husbands are friends now. They loved each other. They had such a bromance. And like, I used to just be this like single slut running around, coming over, having breakfast with you guys, like sharing my stories from the night before and how life changes and how friendships can change too. Like it's interesting to be friends with somebody that long ago, lose touch, probably don't see each other for 8 years and then kind of pick back up. And now you're like doing a trip, and she's coming to support you. And I just, I could talk about friendship forever and like share these different stories. And I just think it's like one of those things that it's encouraging if you ever feel like you have someone in your life that maybe you've like lost touch and your lives have changed so drastically in different stages. And you can always just like, pick it back up.
I've been seeing these two memes a lot. One is sort of doesn't have anything to do with this and one does, but it says like the strongest, most enduring friendships, the ones that last a long time are not like free of conflict. They're people that allow each other to change and be in different phases of life. And you allow people to just like be a mom or be a wife or be a single drunk slut. And like you can just like hold space for somebody else to be in those different phases of life. And Melanie sent me that the other day because there's another meme that says, I had the same best friend at like 22, 32, and 42. And like, that's and I have. And then she sent me that on the back end of that. And it's like, I've like loved her through every phase. And like, you will be the same in my life. Like I will know you through all the phases. And I think those are such like beautiful, enduring friendships that you're like, yeah, I can find value. I can let people kind of go out of my life a little bit and come back into my life. And like life is so long. And those are the kind of friendships I feel like misty-eyed about.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are, again, like different types, ones that are truly 30-year plus, no breaks. And then ones that you're like, I don't know, we like lost touch and now we're friends again and we're in different stages of life. Like they were taking their son to basketball camp. He's in high school. I have a picture with him when he was 2, those types of things too. And then I never saw her again, like kind of thing. So I don't know. We've always said that too, just about our touring and the way it's connected us with people from different stages of life. And she's not the only real story like that, where you and I have toured, whether it's with Girls Gotta Eat or individually, and seen people that we may have lost touch with forever if they hadn't have been like, oh, I see you're in town. Like, let's kick it and let's, reunite. So that's been really nice too. And, just friendship, guys, hot take, but I thought that was nice. If you guys were wondering who I was with this past weekend, that's who it was.
I love their vibe with their daughter. It makes me like laugh and smile. Tell me how old she is, 16?
She's
13.
12 going on 30. She came with us to the wine tasting and she just hangs out with adults. It's crazy. Their relationships with their kids is the best I've ever seen. Their kids love them. They love hanging out with them. They have a daughter and a son. The son is older. He's a teenager. I think he's a sophomore, and she is 12. And she just fucking hangs with the adults. I didn't want to do that at that age at all.
It was two things. I didn't feel like the adults were doing cool stuff, and nobody talked to me like I was anything more than like an 11-year-old. And like you sent me this photo on this bus that you guys were taking from winery to winery, and it was like 3 couples and this girl. And like to hang out with her, she's just like a little adult. Like it's so nice to talk to her. And it's like funny, I never would have done that with my parents. Like
Brina, she like goes to eat by herself. Like, I mean, and they're saying like a really nice, safe area, but they'll be like, she's going to head out and have breakfast. Like she eats alone. She eats alone.
A 12-year-old's like, I'm going to head out. I'm going to head out now.
I just walk down the street again. It's very safe, like the village. And then she'll go have breakfast alone. And they're like, I guess this is okay. I'm like, grown women message us, how do I go to eat alone? I'm too intimidated.
It took me 35 years to be comfy sitting at a bar by myself. Truly, like I have had to coach myself into this. Like in the most London, the first time I ever took a trip by myself, London was the first city I ever went to. And I remember standing outside the restaurant, like, you could do this, girl. You could do this. You could sit at the bar and have dinner. You could be by yourself. No one's going to look at you.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I look at them as like, man, you guys are really good fucking parents. In this day and age with the kids and the social media and all the things, to see these kids, 15 and 12, that want to hang out with their parents and like just love them and respect them and want to hang out with their parents, friends. I'm just like, man, what did you guys do? We should have them on for a parenting episode. But it's just really, it's just inspiring to see.
I'm glad you guys had fun. It looked so fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Love Montecito. I was
winery.
hoping you would see like Meghan Markle or Oprah. They live up there.
We just didn't see any celebs, but also I'm bad at recognizing them. But that is where so many of them are all the time. Like,
yes,
clearly, it's a fancy place. Yeah. I don't know if those are my people. Meanwhile, we're in Dewey Beach. I'm like, this is where my speak.
Those are my people.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Saint Tropez, but like I love Dewey Beach. Like I feel like we're like get you a girl that could do both. Like I felt totally comfy in Saint Tropez, walking around. Megan popped into the Chanel store, got herself a bag. I was like, this is beautiful, but like I can't wait for Dewey. I can't wait to pack for Dewey.
Yeah, we went and had drinks at the Rosewood Miramar Beach Resort, which is just absolutely stunning. You have to go if you're there and at least have drinks. They do great to sunset. We just went for like a midday drink. And, it's like whatever, $3,000 a night type resort.
Yeah, it's
like,
more money than the Ritz-Carlton. It's so expensive.
Yeah. And that's not where we stayed. But I was just like, I like being here. I like fancy shit, but I don't feel comfortable. Like I don't go to a place like that and I'm like, this is it. These are my people. Like there's just a different air about it. Like I love it for a weekend and I love to go around and go to all these places. They don't feel super pretentious. Some of them do, but then some of them like, I'm going to be, yes, much more comfortable and feel more at home and at ease in a more, I don't know, what's the word? A less pretentious place, a more normal place. You and I grew up
in like normal blue collar towns.
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay, I have two thought starters for you. I'm just curious what your thoughts are. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. So I was talking to our friend Jeremy, who does this bagel show that you and I have both been on. It's just like a thing that he does on Saturday mornings. And he said he had a guest come on and basically asked people, what's your bagel order? And he was talking to some girl on it about like lox and cream cheese, like classic stuff. And this girl was like, oh, I would never eat like fish in the morning. And he was like, oh, you're not Jewish. And like, we were just joking about like not eating fish in the morning. And I was like, thinking like, I'll eat anything at any time of day. I will eat pasta at 8 o'clock in the morning. I will eat fish. When he said fish in the morning, I was like, I eat white fish. I eat like smoky white fish and like smoked salmon, which are the fishiest of fish in the morning. Like food does not have a time to me. Like, does food have a time to you? Like, does your palate know what time it is?
Yeah, I will eat fish in the morning too. Like, but I'll eat a steak and eggs, even though steak is a dinner item, dish. But I really don't want to wake up and eat leftover pizza or pasta. Like, also, I'm a breakfast all day girly. Like, you know me. Like, that's my favorite type of thing is I love a place that serves breakfast all day. I love an all day cafe. And I will go and eat at 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And if they're still serving breakfast, like I'll gravitate towards a dish like that. But I like breakfast food in the morning. But there are exceptions because when you hear fish in the morning, you're not having a sea bass. It's not like a roasted salmon with asparagus.
I don't want asparagus in the morning, really. But like, I also like most brunch menus are mainly sweet. It's like waffles, French toast, pancakes. And to me, that volume of sugar in the morning is not something I ever want. Like people think it's weird to eat something like fish in the morning, but like I think eating what is essentially cake for breakfast, like that, I would never do that. I don't want that in the morning. I don't want like a shot of sugar like that just straight through my body. And I'm in the minority. I think most people are like, I actually rarely go out to the brunch with somebody that doesn't say like, let's get pancakes for the table, obviously.
But there needs to be something savory too. Cause it really, I mean, I wake up and I have fruit every morning. That's the first thing I put in my body. And then I have coffee and then I go from there. I take a giant shit and then I go from there. I like clean out and then I start with a meal, but it's supposed to be protein. It's supposed to be eggs. You really are not supposed to just full like sugar bomb your body with chocolate chip pancakes or waffles, but sometimes you have to.
Okay, so I was curious if food had any time of day for you. And so my other question for you is, I want to know what you think about this. I heard this girl say this thing in the airport lounge the other day. This girl walks in, they're like a very attractive couple, and she just looks so cute. She had this like aloe set on and like no makeup, hair pulled back. She just looked really like clean girl, cute little aesthetic. And he was like, "What would you like me to get you from the bar?" And she said, "Whatever is the most expensive." And then she just kind of like smiled. And he was like, "Okay, I got you, babe." And I was just like, I love that energy. I just loved it. I really was like, it's never been me. I've never said anything like that.
From a drink?
From a drink, yeah.
That's weird energy. You don't know what your drink is? What do you just whatever? It's going to be something weird. What, you want a tequila? You want Don Julio? A shot of Don Julio 1942 in whatever time. Like, you don't know what your preference of drink is? Grow up. Are you even old enough to drink? It's giving I've never drank. I hate it.
I think she meant champagne. I think she meant get me the most expensive champagne. I did not hate it. I was like, I've never related less to something though. Like that thought has never like crossed my mind. Like, what would you like? I'll take the most expensive thing. Like, I'm not like a princess treatment girly. I would like to emulate that more in my life. I think that like I'm uncomfortable having anybody do anything for me.
Okay, and not the expensive thing, but just in general. No, it's giving amateur hour, especially with alcohol. What do you want to drink? Grow up. Maybe champagne. If you have that kind of money and you want champagne, I can understand whatever's most expensive, because it is going to probably be a you get what you pay for type situation.
Totally.
I will say that. I mean, but most of the time you're not even drinking champagne. You're drinking Prosecco when you're going to order it at the lounge. That's for sure. So that I will understand. But just in general, I don't know. Get a preference. And stop trying to cosplay a rich person. It's so out anyway.
Well, also, my question to you is, do you pay for things in the lounge? Like,
yeah, some stuff. No, not everything's free. It's not like an open bar, like a wedding. It's not like a top shelf open bar at the lounge. It's like some stuff is free, like bottom, middle shelf. No, I don't know if they have like Burnett's at the Delta Lounge, but it's like a tier of alcohol that's free, and then you have to pay for the good stuff. Whatever.
I really did take it to me. I thought she meant like champagne or wine. I don't think you would just say like blanketed whatever is the most expensive. Like, I don't think that's like, what's that, like Johnny Walker blue or green or like the different colors of Johnny Walker. Like, there can be like $100 for like an ounce. But I just was like, that is an energy that is so foreign to me. I can't even like understand it. I'll just take what's most expensive. Like,
I mean, with wine, it probably is you get what you pay for. If that's what she meant, if she was like, I want a Pinot Noir, or I want a Chardonnay, the most expensive one. If money is no object, I can understand it. So I would need more information.
Okay. I didn't ask any more questions. I just looked at her and I was just like smiling like,
what'd she get? You didn't follow up?
He walked over with, I think, a glass of white wine. It wasn't champagne. It was white wine, which is, I would say, probably the cheapest. When you go champagne, red wine, white wine, that's the cheapest of all the things.
Well, good for them. We are just going to take a quick break, and then we will get into it with Isabel. So I am telling you guys about Ladder. This is a new partner, and this is a great way to work out, get your fitness in. We really want to share with you guys kind of how this works. So this is going to be your workout plan from an expert coach, plenty of coaches, different trainers, that's going to be new each week, and it can be done from anywhere. So it's cost effective. It is going to be convenient with your scheduling, and you're going to get the expert guidance and structured workouts that get you real results. So I just did one of these workouts. I did the bell bottom burn. This is a kettlebell workout for lower body. So really building that booty. And I really loved it. I mean, I do a lot of strength training at home. I love workouts like this. I love doing them on my own schedule. I have a decent amount of equipment. And so I really, really enjoyed it. I felt like it really was an effective workout. I really love their trainers, and These are real workouts designed by certified coaches. You get a new plan every week that builds on the last. That's where Ladder comes from. So this is a way to really commit and do workouts where you're seeing the results and they're building each week. So the workouts connect. Each week progresses from the one right before it through structured training blocks. It feels like having a coach right there with you, and any strength training style you prefer. So I mentioned strength training, but there's Pilates, there's at-home dumbbell, hybrid strength, glute focus programs, kettlebells. Like I mentioned, I did the kettlebell lower body, yoga, even stretching, whether you train at home or the gym, there's going to be a plan that's going to be for you. Cardio, of course, HIIT workouts, it's all in there. And then your progress is tracked automatically. So the app is really smart, remembers your weights, your reps, your sets, so you can see yourself getting stronger over time. And there's a community behind it. So there's a group chat. So the coach will answer questions and members motivate each other. I love this. I love the social component about it. You can hold each other accountable and you can be in that chat. That's really, really fun. And it costs less than $1 per day, which is elite level personal training for a fraction of what you pay in person. Some of these gym prices, I feel like it's outside of my understanding. I was like, someone was saying recently, I'm not going to name any names, but what a gym costs for the month. I was like, what are you even saying to me?
I know.
That's crazy. Yeah. So it's going to be just a great plan with these personal trainers at less than $1 per day. So you guys can check it out and remove the guesswork with Ladder and get a real coach in your ear telling you exactly what to do for every workout. No thinking, everything planned for you. If you have an iPhone, head to ladder.fit/GGE and take a quick quiz to find your perfect Ladder plan. Use our link and get a free 7-day trial with no credit card and $10 off your first month if you join. So again, that's ladder.fit/GGE and get that free trial.
So summer is upon us. We're just like traveling more. If you have kids, obviously they have a million activities, summer camp, things like that. You know, if you're like a Jewish kid, you go to summer camp. And Hungry Root is this fantastic personalized grocery delivery service that you can curate what everybody wants, what you want, what you like to cook, and it'll all be delivered to you. And I think in the summer, we're also having like parties, we're having people over. You're just doing a lot more entertaining than you normally do. And you go on the website for Hungry Root and they're going to ask you tons of questions about what you like to cook, how many people are you cooking for, do you want to focus on high protein or vegetarian, anything like that. And they're going to help you craft these grocery store baskets. And there's 50,000 chef-crafted recipes, and many are ready in just 15 minutes. So they're going to help you put together these recipes as well. And it's highly, highly personalized. So like for me, I like to cook a lot of breakfast. I don't cook a lot of dinner. So for me, it's like eggs, it's veggies I can pull quickly, it's different proteins that I can have in the morning. And Hungry Root screens out over 200 additives like high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners and preservatives. Their meat and seafood is super high quality. So everything on there is really, really great. Good for you, good for your body. And I just love how personalized and convenient it is for you. So you don't have to make these long lists, go to the grocery store, especially for me. I don't have a car in New York. So to have it delivered to me is just the most convenient thing. So you guys check it out. There's so much on there that is great, tastes great, good for you. You can always change your goals, your needs, your lifestyles if you need to alter that. But you're going to love Hungry Root as much as we do. For a limited time, get 40% off your first order, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/GGE and use the code GGE. That's hungryroot.com/GGE, code GGE to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life.
Okay, Nutrafol, I'm telling you guys about. We've been talking about my hair a lot recently. A lot of you guys are like, okay, what's your hair growth plan? And I do a lot of different things, but Nutrafol is the cornerstone of it. And I take the women's formula. This is 4 capsules a day. And this is how you are going to address any issues you have with your hair thinning, shedding. It has a proactive approach. It targets the root causes. You're going to see improved hair growth, decreased shedding, visible thickness while taking Nutrafol. I have been taking it for years. I can't imagine my life without it. I bring it with me if I travel. I have my little pill container, so I never skip a day. It is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, and it's the #1 hair growth supplement brand personally used by dermatologists. I think it's so important in the summer. Summer just wreaks havoc on your hair between like the sun and you're swimming more. I mean, like, swimming in the ocean, you get that like salt in your hair and just, it's like really damaging. I mean, I feel like I come away from a vacation that's been so great, but like it really has taken a toll on my hair. And so this is, I feel like, a great time to continue it, of course, or even just start it. And It's going to help you feel more confident about your hair, whether, again, you're headed to the beach, exploring a new city, or just enjoying a long weekend getaway. Great time to start. So Nutrafol's hair growth supplements are peer-reviewed, NSF certified for sport, and clinically tested. And they have the different formulas, of course, for men and women, postpartum, menopause, and your lifestyle factors, such as a plant-based diet. So you get the support that's actually right for you, super easy to add it into your daily routine, automated deliveries, free shipping. So you can let your hair be one less thing to worry about. See visibly thicker, stronger, faster growing hair in 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you visit Nutrafol.com and enter promo code GGE10. That's Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code GGE10. And let's get into it.
Okay, guys, we are very excited to welcome our guest today. She is a writer, a rescue advocate, and creator of the beloved community Simon Sits. Her debut memoir, Dogs, Boys, and Other Things I've Cried About, is a very funny and deeply honest look at love, heartbreak, and growing up in New York City, and the many rescue dogs that changed her life along the way. Her book became an instant #1 New York Times bestseller, and it has already been optioned for television by Universal Studios. Please welcome to the show, Isabel Klee.
Yay! I'm so happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you. I actually found you first, and she's like, you were going to love this book. You have to read it.
So I have followed you for so many years. I follow so many dogs, rescues. Like, I'm a psycho person. But your dog, Simon, reminds me of my first dog, Dewey, like mini version.
Yeah.
And he passed in 2021. And you posted this thing about your dog in your 20s. Like maybe last year.
Yes.
And I could barely get through it because it hit so hard.
Yeah.
Of like, this dog, I got him when I was 25. I had no business having a pet.
I was 25 as well when I got
Were
Simon.
you? Yeah. And and I had him for 12 years, like through all of the moves, moving to New York City, the dating, the struggles, the career, all the things. And it like helps you become a grown up. And it was really hard for me to watch that reel. And then it's the first fucking page of the book.
It's the dedication.
I was on the plane. Like, this is so unfair. And like, I need a trigger word. I'm sobbing on the plane. Like, how dare she?
It's about your Chihuahua.
No.
The first page of the book.
The first chapter is about the Chihuahua. The dedication is the dog you got in your 20s.
Okay, because I was like, the first page about the Chihuahua hooked me immediately.
But I followed, not Putina, Chihuahua.
Tiki.
Tiki.
Which one? There's so many.
Tiki's the one I'm talking about.
I followed his whole journey already. Yes. So I just the ham. I was like, the ham.
I know. Yes.
But anyway, I just have to tell you, it speaks to me so deeply. And to have it start like that, I was like, oh, we're in for a wild ride. This book really needs a trigger warning if you love dogs, even if you don't, of course. But it is ups and downs, and it's a real tearjerker.
I actually have so you saying that you were crying on the plane, I got a DM the other day from a flight attendant, and she was like, I never DM people, but I have to tell you how many women I've seen crying, reading your book on planes and crying about it. And she's like, I follow you, so it's always like this point of connection that I'm like, oh, I see that book. Because it also has a bright green cover, and it's like
beautiful cover.
Yeah, I feel like it really sticks out, really, like if you're in a crowd or whatever. And she's like, I always see, it's always women reading it, crying on the plane.
That's so
And
sweet.
then the girl in the first 2 rows ahead of me wearing your merch.
No way.
Wait, really? Like the back, does the hat say Simon Sits on the back? Yeah. I'm like, this is crazy.
Wait, that is crazy.
So I really want to talk to you about how you're feeling. I mean, to get messages like that, New York Times bestseller for how many weeks?
6 weeks.
Okay. And just, it must be overwhelming in the best way. Like, I just want to hear how you're feeling because it's incredible.
It is crazy. I mean, I feel very grounded in it. I always tell people that at the end of the day, I'm still like scooping up dog poop in my day-to-day life. And like, I'm still like disgusting wearing like clothes for the same 3 days. And so I am very grounded in what I do because what I do is like inherently just like messy and non-glamorous. But to have like my book launch party was thrown by Oscar de la Renta. There's like all of these moments where I'm like, this is actually so insane. We were just talking before we started recording that I'm a huge reality TV girl. I was the bartender on Watch What Happens Live. That was a huge pinch me moment. I'm just like obsessed with all things Bravo. So there have been quite a few moments that are just so crazy. I can't even wrap my head around it.
Well, congratulations to you. I mean, it's
Thank
really
you.
amazing. The book is so approachable, and we're going to pause in 2 seconds to tell people what the book is about. But it's such like a beautiful story just about like growing up and finding yourself and moving to New York. And why don't we start by you talking about the book and the inspo and what it's about?
Yeah, so it's a memoir of my 20s in New York City and kind of my trials and tribulations of dating and moving in with random roommates. I mean, if you've lived in New York City, everybody has lived in 1,000 different apartments. I always find it amazing when I meet somebody from somewhere else and they're like, oh, I've lived in the same apartment for 7 years. And I'm like, no, in New York, it's like
With
a
people
new
you
one.
knew.
Yeah, it's like a new one every single year with strangers.
Always strangers, yeah.
Always strangers.
Craigslist.
And
Have you read
Craigslist.
Craigslist?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like you talk about these, and it feels very girls-esque.
Yes.
Like moving in with the three women, like
Yep.
these three strangers.
Yeah.
I'm just like this, you really did it. Like, I think you write this line, to be young and broke in New York is a badge of honor. And
Yeah.
I have always, I didn't live like that. Raina did. I didn't live here when I was young and broke.
just successful.
I don't know. I kind of wish I did.
Yeah, I was telling Isabel, like, there's so many parallels between she and I. We lived on the same street. I lived on York and 76. Were you on 72nd?
I was York and 72nd.
Oh my God.
My first bed was a twin bed.
Yeah, that's all you could fit.
I had a twin bed and a clothing rack. My boyfriend lived in Brooklyn. We had a
Fucking in
long
the twin
distance
bed.
relationship.
Long distance relationship.
Like, we had a lot of similarities. I had like $0. I took the bus every day. I couldn't even like afford the subway.
I don't think my first boyfriend and I think we went out to eat one time and it was when he asked me to be his girlfriend. And then every other time I think we would literally go to the dollar store and get frozen meals and make those frozen meals. Like, I cannot remember a time that we went out to eat because we were so broke. Like, we just had no money to, like do anything. But essentially, it's about my 20s doing all those things, dating bad guys, and then how I found fostering dogs and how I've always been this hopeless romantic. I've always kind of worn my heart on my sleeve and looked for love in the worst places. And it was how I learned to pour that love that I had into animals rather than men who probably didn't deserve that love.
I love the comparison between like rehabilitating men versus dogs, and like you can pour your love into a dog, and it's just like it works.
Yeah, it works
the right
almost every
patience,
time.
love. Yeah, I mean, you've proven that.
Yeah.
And if people don't know your content, which of course they should, is you bringing in these kind of, what's the
I
word?
call them undesirables.
Yes, but like, yes, the really won't be adopted otherwise. What's the top level of
what
that, like
is the
Tiki was?
word?
It's like
it's like a level 3. Yeah, like I always take medical or behavioral dogs.
Yes,
and
yes.
they are New Hope only.
That's
New Hope only is
Right.
so they're not like eligible to meet the general public. They have to go to a foster.
and you're just working wonders. Like, it can be done.
Yeah.
People look at these dogs and are like, that dog is going to bite me, or
Yeah.
that dog will never cuddle with me, or
Yes.
that's not going to be the sweet lap dog I want. And you're like, haha.
Yeah,
It's not the healthy advice I would give about men, though. It's the opposite.
Right.
You're like, you pour your love into this and we can rehabilitate them. And men, it's like, no, just assume they're not going to change.
Well, that's 1,000%. And I think that was my learning lesson from my 20s was I did that so many times. It's like you meet these guys and I'll just speak for myself, but I do think it's a very common experience with women dating men. I wanted love so desperately that like if a man loved me back, I was like, I can make this work.
Yeah.
And even if I didn't particularly like them that much, even if we weren't that compatible, even if they weren't that nice to me, like I was like, just the fact that you're interested in me, like we'll make it work. Like I'll move heaven and earth to make this work. And that's just never going to work out well. And I think that was the biggest learning lesson was like, when a dog comes to you and they're scared and shaking or aggressive or whatever the case may be, you can usually make it work. I mean, I won't say always because some dogs are beyond fixing and, they've just been through too much. But a lot of the time, like love and patience really does heal a dog, but not a man.
I always compared my ex to my first dog in that it was just kind of hard. Like Dewey was the love of my life, but he was difficult and it was a lot of stress and he was hard to manage, especially for someone like no resources in my 20s. But it's different because obviously my ex and I broke up and Dewey and I were together forever. Like I hate to even compare them because of that.
It's an interesting parallel.
And my husband now and my dog now, Azul, are the easiest love I've ever had. Like Azul is the easiest dog. He was my first foster after Dewey. I was like, he's perfect. He's so easy. And then I found this partner that's like, this is actually how love should feel. And not with dogs, but like the comparison there is really, really
really
interesting.
kinda crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I really do believe, I mean, all relationships are going to be work in the sense that like you're going to have to figure out your communication style and what you need in a relationship. But I, now that I'm with my fiance, I truly believe you just need to get a guy that's like perfect out of the box. I'm like, I can't change you. You just got to find him.
I don't disagree. I think it's good to go. It's just, that's the healthiest way to go into anything.
You just got to find him. And I'm like, I've met my fiance and I'm like, you are like a fully formed human being.
Yes.
And I don't have to like coach you. Yeah.
100%.
I don't have to coach you. I don't have to tell you what to do. You have a clean apartment. You have a good job. Like you're just a nice person. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry to all the single girls out there, but like, you just got to find a good one.
But when did you meet him? How old were you when you met your?
I was 28.
Okay.
29.
But you will. That's the thing when you're dating in your early 20s, like you shouldn't be thinking about marriage. We think.
Oh no, I completely
So you are
agree.
going to date the like fixer uppers.
But people are shittier in their 20s too.
Yeah,
like
that's
I
true.
was shittier as well. But I think that you can change certain things about a person. You can coach them to communicate with
Yes,
you the
I-
way that you
I
need it.
completely agree.
But you can't coach a person out of like an avoidant attachment style or an anxious attachment style. Like you really have to like work
or
with
like
what's
their
in front of you.
political beliefs,
Of
like
course.
those kinds of things where it's like in your 20s. I mean, granted, when we were all in our 20s, it was a different political climate.
yeah.
But like, I'm sure there are people who were like, oh, I could, he'll change or I'll get him to come around. Or I just met a bartender yesterday who was telling me about this guy that she was dating and he randomly broke up with her. And I was like, oh, what was his reasoning? She said, he thinks that we are too far apart in our beliefs. And I was like, well, are you? And she's like, well, I'm super liberal and he's like a centrist, but I thought it was fine. And I was like, I think he did you a favor.
It's kind of hard to be a centrist
That's
today.
interesting from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also that he knew.
Yeah, and she was like, oh, I thought it was fine. I thought we were meeting in the middle. I said, I don't think you should meet in the middle.
He's also
on
probably
that.
not as far into the
woman.
middle as you would
I
think.
completely agree.
And we talk about this all the time.
this
I
all
mean,
the time.
today in this political climate, it is just really hard to date somebody that doesn't feel exactly like you. You need to be able to go home at the end of the day and discuss the current events with your partner because we're so inundated with it right now.
I cannot fathom dating somebody who did not align with me politically, morally.
Who wasn't like
Because
and
it is
passionately
morally.
too. Like
Yes.
passionately feels that way. That's the hottest thing about a guy.
Totally.
He
Yeah.
actually cares about women's rights.
Yeah.
But
Bare minimum here.
but I think like so many people have trauma and they work through it. But when you are wanting to get to a certain age and get married and settle down, you should look for someone that's gotten there. Like Raina has an ex that has been through so much and with addiction and trauma.
Yep.
And when she dated him, he had done so much work. He was really stable. He was really healthy given what he'd been through.
He's been sober for like 5 years. He'd been in therapy. But even still, we kind of failed
Yeah,
to communicate in a lot of ways.
Well, that's another thing we have in common is that I dated I won't speak to your ex, but my ex was a heroin addict.
Oh, I just slept with one of those. Yeah.
The chef.
Yeah, the chef. Or he worked at a restaurant.
At the restaurant.
but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just slept with one of those? How was it?
It's amazing. He
I'm
fucked me
sorry,
like he didn't. He fucked me like he didn't have a family. I mean, it was
Well,
unbelievable.
that's how they get you.
He's a bad person.
That's how they get you.
Heroin.
But I mean, yes, that guy had done a lot of the work. He didn't. I mean, and I thank his ex for that because his
That's
his ex went through a lot of shit with him to get him to the point where he sobered up, got into therapy, and she's happy and moved on. So is he.
Yeah.
But, I mean, thank you to all the women that came before us and the shit that you dealt with.
I know. So the men that you've written about and this guy who was essentially, I feel like your first love, maybe
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
addict. And did you have any hesitation writing about them? Or like, I'm just curious from that aspect.
Didn't. It goes without saying that everything has changed. So all the names are changed, all the identifying details, and also that particular ex, I would say that was the trickiest to write about because there was a lot of legal stuff that I actually had to take out. But he in particular is completely off the grid. I have tried my hardest to stalk him and find him and like sometimes I'll get like a little glimpse of like, oh, he worked at this restaurant or whatever. Nobody could find him. Even with all of the information that I know about him, he is completely untraceable. So I'm not worried about people like finding him or
He can't even find you probably. But it is such an interesting question. Like when you write about people, I mean, she and I both like to write, and I wrote a couple chapters about these two specific guys, one my ex-fiance and one is just this guy I also wrote my comedy hour about. But I thought like, what are these people going to say when you put this in front of them?
Nobody's reached out. So I'm not sure if anybody's read anything, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I kind of just feel like this is my life and this happened to me. And there's a great quote that I always misquote, but it's something like, if people wanted you to write kindly about them, they should have behaved better. And so I just kind of feel like, you know, I had one ex that I wrote about who I ended up getting Simon with, and he was wonderful, and I wrote nicely about him.
Of course.
You know what I mean? I'm like, he was a nice guy, so I wrote nicely about him. So yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I just kind of like, I'm like, this is my life. And they also knew they were dating a writer when they dated me.
Fair.
So I don't know. I don't, there's been no repercussions, and there can be no legal repercussions, obviously, but nobody's even like touched base with me about it.
It still feels respectful. It's your story. It does it. It's not scathing by any means. I just, if you guys haven't read the book, that feels like this was your story and these are the facts.
Well, an interesting thing about memoir too is, so obviously it had to go through a legal read with a lawyer. And so with that ex in particular, in my original copy of the manuscript, I write about his childhood. And I wasn't allowed to write about that because that's like hearsay. Like, I didn't experience that. Like, you can only write about what you experience.
Interesting.
And so that also helps, is like, I'm not writing about his life of like, here are the things that he experienced and the trauma that he went through. It's like, this is just like what I experienced, and this was what he did to me. And so I think that also helped me in the end of feeling like it was truly just my story.
The tough thing about writing about people or seeing yourself be written about is we always want to feel like we're being represented in a way that we see the past and we agree with the interpretation of what happened here. And ultimately, you're never going to 100% agree with anybody's interpretation of anything because everyone sees the world through their own lens. But I imagine it'd be really hard. Like, I think about Ashley writing a book one day and like writing about our relationship and our friendship. And I'm like, I'm excited to like read her interpretation of it, like on a book, you know, in the pages. And I don't know if that's different than obviously romantic exes, but I think we all kind of want to feel like that.
I write about so many of my friends who I'm still extremely close to, and they all loved it. And I write about my roommates, Sarah and Hannah, and I describe Hannah as a lanky brunette and Sarah as a curvy redhead, which is true. But they like, now it's like their shtick. They're like, I'll send a picture, she'll be like curvy redhead checking in. It's just like the way that I describe them. So there are these like funny little moments that I'm like, I just wrote it not thinking twice about it, but then my friends are reading it being like, oh, that's how you're describing me.
So funny.
But my friends in general have loved,
of course,
and like loved the like slight fame that comes with it of, you know, if they're at events, I'm like, that's Hannah, and everybody's like, oh my God.
They're the side character. Just,
I have a question. So I went into this book not knowing anything about you. Ashley was like, it's amazing. She's amazing. You got to read it. And I didn't expect immediately, because you write so well and you're so intelligent. I was like, this girl has like a literary degree from a college. And immediately you're like, I went to college for 6 months and it wasn't for me. So can we talk about maybe like early days and how you got to New York and your journey here?
So I did go to college. I'll start by saying both my parents are writers. My mom was a public school English teacher, 7th grade English teacher. My dad was a journalist growing up. So I did go to school for writing. I was completely depressed. I hated college. I don't know. I'm such an outgoing person. It's like still weird to me to this day that I hated college so much. Like, hearing you guys talk about your college experiences, I'm like, that should have been me, but for whatever reason it wasn't. And I just hated it. And
we went to a depressing college, right?
I did.
Is this the most depressing college?
Okay, I got flack for this. Okay, so
you're like, weird. I was depressed at the most depressing.
Wait, why is it? Is it Ithaca?
It's Ithaca. So Ithaca itself is like a really cute college town. It's the same town that Cornell is in.
Sure.
Road Trip.
Cornell is
the movie.
Yeah, Cornell is gorgeous. Ithaca is like brutalist architecture, like cold. It's like very modern. Like, I think it was made in the 60s. It is just like, and then so the winters are so long and so brutal and awful. And I won't get too into the details, but I think Cornell was like the college with the highest like depression and suicide rate for a long time. And so it's like, I think Cornell, it's the pressure of the school, but it's also the environment. I do think it's a really depressing place. And I did get flack for this, some like publication from like Upstate Times or something, where like writer Isabel Klee says upstate New York is the most depressing place in the world.
I was like, all right, this is out of context a little bit. Also, you're allowed to feel depressed there. You're allowed.
I was depressed. But I shouldn't. Maybe I
attribute it to
shouldn't.
that.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
That's the truth.
Also, we're deeply affected by the weather. So like it's our first voice note to each other.
Everyone
every
should go to
morning.
college in California. And I did it. And I'm just saying, I wish
Can you
it was
imagine how much sluttier we would have been if we went to college? and somewhere
Right?
was
The
sunny?
American Apparel dresses we could have been wearing. Well, girls still were wearing them. And I will never forget being in Ithaca in like negative 20-degree weather, girls, and you don't bring your coat
No
because you
coat.
don't
Sluts don't
want to
get cold.
You just gotta
and
the rule.
heels. Do you remember we used
heels,
to go on
no coat,
heels.
heels on the ice.
Yeah.
Crazy.
When I first read the quote, sluts don't get cold, I was like, so real.
It's so rare. I never brought a coat out.
No, you
A
never
lizard.
bring a coat because then what are you going to do? Like put it on the floor of some frat house?
I would lose it. Like,
yeah.
anyway, okay.
So, yes,
we
I was
derailed you.
depressed. I begged my parents to leave. They said, do 1 year and then you can like do whatever you want. So I did 1 year and then I worked in California. I backpacked through Europe as one does. I moved to Hawaii to work on a sustainable farm. Like I did everything that you're supposed to do on like a gap year. I was just like young and stupid and did whatever I wanted. I didn't really enjoy it. I'm such a homebody. I'm such a creature of habit. And I knew I wanted to move to New York City at some point in my life. And I was like, why not now? So I applied to a couple colleges. I got into Marymount Manhattan College, which doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Oh my God,
I think it was
RIP.
bought by Northwestern. So I think I went to Northwestern.
Oh, say that.
You should, tell people that.
But I didn't. And then I did end up getting an English and writing degree from Marymount. So
Okay.
I did. You're correct. I did do that.
Well,
but
also,
it was
we don't have degrees in writing, and I think we're good writers. So.
no. You certainly
I
don't
didn't
have
mean to
have
invalidate
one,
it in any way. But I want to back up to something you said when we were just talking before, where you said like, and you said just now that you didn't really enjoy it. Because I think a lot of people are like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But the reality of it, not so much for you.
I think that a lot of people probably have this experience is when you're young and you do these things. Like I was backpacking through Europe with like 5 of my guy friends that I met in California, and boys are just like gross. Like I love them, but they're just like gross. I'm like staying in hostels with them. I have $0. I'm eating like croissants for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's miserable. And you're
Hard. It's
backpacking. It's hard. Yes. And I think it's good for character development. I think it's good for, like I said in the book, like a dinner table story. But I did not quite enjoy myself.
And probably lonely at times.
Totally
right? Like,
lonely. I nannied for a billionaire. Yes. And it was the loneliest I have ever felt, other than maybe being in Ithaca. Sorry. Ithaca's really catching a lot of flack. It was truly so lonely. And so, yeah, I had all these experiences and I was just like, I just want to feel like I belong somewhere. I want a community. I want to be settled somewhere. And New York is not the easiest place to infiltrate, but once you're here and you have that community, it is like nothing I've ever experienced.
Yes.
Truly. It is like the most magical thing. And I've been here for almost 15 years now. And so I've had quite a long time, but I think this is like the most settled I've ever felt in a place.
And you're like, I've been to all the places.
And you just bought a place?
I just bought my
Congrats.
first. Yes,
Congrats.
thank you.
With your yard and everything.
I know.
just
I'm
love it.
so excited. And that's, I mean, for anybody, buying is a huge deal, but especially I feel like for
New
New
York?
Yorkers, it's like
it's
a real
huge.
badge of honor.
People don't do it.
I know 2 people.
Yeah.
Of like dozens and dozens of
rent
friends of
forever.
ours. I know
You
2
rent
people that
forever.
are here.
You talk about New York in a way that we always have. So Raina lived here. She just moved back. I don't know.
Also
if you guys-
15 years.
For 15
Isabel and I are
years.
the
Yeah, you
same.
guys have
We
a lot of
are.
similarities. And I lived here for 6 years and then we moved to LA and I am planning to move back. As well, but just the high highs and the low lows, I just think about it all the time because like the highs feel so high because like the lows feel so low. And LA is steady. LA is happy, steady, stable every day, just
Yep.
like the weather.
Yep.
And it's just you have to decide what kind of life you want. And I'm trying to decide if I want to come back to this life after living a more steady life for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And now I'm married. And so coming back and like, do I want to jump back in? But it's you talk about it in the same way we do.
I thought about this yesterday when I was like running around. I woke up yesterday. I took this beautiful walk in the West Village. I went to Bouvet at this great morning, and I was like,
Hi.
I've never been happier. Everything is perfect. And then I had to go to the Lower East Side to get to go to the tailor, and I took the subway. It was 1,000 degrees down there. Everyone was touching me. It was really sweaty. I was like out of breath, and like I had to get back to have dinner with Ashley. Julie and a friend of ours, and I was like so hot and sweaty, and I was like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
And if we were in LA, I'd hop in my car
So
and
easy.
drive 3 minutes and drop the stuff off and come home.
I actually feel really passionately about this because I think that it's so important to have a natural friction in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people live places. I've never lived in LA, so I can't speak to it. But, you know, those places that are like the suburbs where everyone looks the same and everyone feels the same way and there's no friction.
Yeah.
You're never interacting. There's nothing is ever difficult. You hop in your car in your driveway, you drive to the grocery store, you don't interact with anybody. The only people that you're interacting with are your friends or your family who probably agree with you on most things. There's no friction. And of course there's like friction in your life with your mom and you know, there's all these things, but I think New York, it's so important to be constantly bombarded with life. And that doesn't happen in a lot of places. I think you have to meet people who are different from you and interact with people who are different from you and experience things that like you wouldn't normally experience. So I'm so passionate about that. And I, you know, it doesn't work for everybody. I don't think New York works for everybody, but I think that is like the magic of New York.
Well, it builds character too. We even talk about this with guys dating. Like if you haven't been through anything, it's like not attractive. Like and that's, you're talking about day-to-day friction, which I love that term too, but just you have to go through some shit. Like I don't want to, like we've talked about guys that are just, your life's been too easy. Like you have no character because of it.
Yeah. Or
You know?
like guys that you meet and look, this isn't anybody's fault, but it's like, they're single and they're like, oh, I just got out of like an 8-year relationship. And I'm like, okay, like what am I supposed to do with that? I can't compare with that. No, it's like, yeah, I need somebody who's like gone through things, done things, seen things.
Had some strife.
Yeah, had some strife.
Conquered, like dealt with
Maybe
adversity.
not too much strife, but
Yeah, not too much.
Dealt
Not too
with the
much.
stripe. Also, those are the kind of people I want advice from as well. Like when I say I have a real problem, I have real conflict, I have real decision making I need to make. Someone who's never experienced like a do or die, sink or swim situation, like they're capable of giving advice, I guess. But like I want advice from somebody that's going to be like, you got to do this thing, because it's going to be so hard. Otherwise, here's my experience in it. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, just going to take a quick break and we will get right back into it, telling you guys about Ride or Die. This is a new series on Prime Video. It is playing it now, so you guys can check it out. We've been talking about it for a couple weeks now. Super excited. The show is so fun. High-octane action comedy starring Octavia Spencer and Hannah Waddingham, and they are two best friends of 20 years whose lives are upended when one turns out to be a secret international assassin. They find themselves on the run with a mysterious villain chasing them, and Debbie's husband, who is Octavia Spencer, he's involved in something deeply corrupt, just like a man, of course. It is a race against time and a road trip across Europe to untangle the truth and stay alive. We love this so much. It is action-packed. It's spicy. There's the friendship angle, which we love any sort of friendship story. And we were just talking about this in the intro. This is really a story about heartfelt friendships that prove it's never too late for a new lease on life, especially with a lifelong friendship that is literally bulletproof. Again, this is really, really hilarious, incredible cast, adventurous, and sexy. So you guys can check it out. Ride or Die is a new series now streaming only on Prime Video.
Okay, and Skims, I mean, truly, this is the clothing I like live my life in my place when I run errands. Their cotton is just absolutely fantastic. It feels great on my body. I always recommend it to friends. When I have had girlfriends that need bras postpartum, I recommend their bras to them. But they have so many different cotton pieces. So they have cotton jersey, cotton brib, lightweight cotton. And I wear their pajamas a lot, but I've been wearing these cotton jersey fold-over pants. They're like a second skin. I know you
traveled
love
in them. I've wore them on my 11-hour flight.
Really?
Yeah, because I usually do sweats and in the summer, I mean, it's too hot take. And so these are a second skin. They are so comfortable and they're not as binding as like your standard like workout type leggings that are tighter. They're tight,
It's too hot.
but they're perfect.
Yep. It's too hot for leggings. I love the folder pant. I love it for errands. I love it for like a cute airport look. They also have a cotton rib tank that's great. And it just holds up. I mean, everything I have from Skims I've had for years and years. I have all their athleisure and pajamas and I wear it all the time. And it's great for gifts for other people too. So you guys will love it. You'll love the way it feels. They have tons of colors. You'll love the way it holds up. Like truly wash after wash. And you can shop the Skims cotton and all of our favorite pieces at skims.com. And after you place your order, be sure to let them know that we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our show and the drop-down menu that follows.
So I want to talk about your current relationship. I can't stop myself. Your current fiance.
Well, I might have another one next week, so
Exactly.
you never know.
But prior to him, you were dating a spectrum of people, but that weren't right for you
Yes.
for various reasons. They aren't the people that you ended up with. And you were trying to make it work. Like you said, if you like me, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Was there ever a turning point of realizing, like, I've realized when I need to get out of these relationships? Like,
My intuition is very strong, and I always I know very early on if like a person is right for me or
Okay.
wrong for me, but I will like
Push
keep
through
going
it.
then
Yeah.
for like 2 extra years.
2 more years.
Yeah, and I did get much better about like cutting it off when
Okay.
I didn't. The best example is that right before I met Jacob, my current fiance, I dated this guy. He was so gorgeous, so nice, literally like the nicest guy. My old roommates still talk about him, not in a way of like I wish they're obsessed with Jacob, but they're just like, God, he was so nice. I'm like, yeah, he really was so nice
and hot.
and hot. We dated for 6 months, and he really wanted to be my boyfriend, and I just knew he was not my person. And 6 months was good for me. I was like, wow, I'm really cutting it
Yeah.
off like early, because I could have like, at that point,
6 months is a long time.
Most women marry that guy.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
the-
Is like
the
I
nice
was like
hot
in
guy
my
that
late,
wants
I
to
was
be
in
with
my
them.
late 20s, like, and it was like he was super stable, had a great
course.
job,
He
and all
wanted to
these
be with
things.
you. Yeah.
And I remember he was like, there was this moment, it was his birthday. We like went out to the movies. I was saying, oh, my mom says happy birthday. And he said, how do you refer to me to your mom? And I was like, by your name. And he's like, do you say like boyfriend? And I just remember this feeling of like this sinking in my stomach, and you just know. And I was just like, no, like I don't see it going there.
Yeah.
And that was like very difficult for me. And that was right before I met Jacob. And it's just like, I got much better about like cutting it off on the earlier side, because I am that kind of person who will stay with somebody for years, even if I know.
But I understand it. I think you look at the dating landscape and you're like, it's so bad. And I
Yeah.
see my friends get treated really poorly. And Ashley and I we see so many horrible stories of people
Yeah.
being cheated on and treated poorly, and someone never committing to you.
Yep.
And it's like you find a nice, stable, hot person.
And you're
a
like,
lot
holy
of people are like,
shit,
I'm
yeah.
not, we're not in love. I don't care.
Yeah, no,
I have friends. I'll be entertained other ways.
I'm sorry, nice, stable, and hot. Like, how are you all three?
I know.
and he
you
was
found another one,
and he
so.
was, yeah. And then I like one upped. You know what I mean? That is another thing that I tell my friends. My very best friend in the world dated a nice, stable guy who her heart wasn't in it. I was
Yeah.
like, trust me, like
find
I
one.
know you don't think that it's possible, but you will.
Yep.
Within a month, she found her guy.
I love that. And it's like the scarcity mindset. I mean, we just think that
Yes.
like, we
Right.
can't
You're like,
leave
this
it-
is the best I'm gonna get.
This is the best I'm gonna get. We do
Right.
it with apartments, we do it with jobs, we do it with partners, but like you're
Yeah.
never gonna be able to have any space to let a better partner in if you don't let that go.
Yep.
I understand being scared to let it go.
I was always terrified that I wouldn't find anything better. Always. Which is so crazy now that I'm in my current situation. And I don't know, it's also
situation.
Yeah, I got you started on it.
It sounds like a bad thing.
In my current
situation.
I don't know why it just comes out.
I don't know. Well, it's just
Current situation is really funny.
you know what?
In my engagement.
in this situation that I got myself into.
I saw a TikTok the other day that said the women who have the best partners are the women who hate
who
men.
hate men. It's true
And
because we
that's
have
me.
a high.
I sent it to my fiance and I was like, this is me.
We have a high bar.
What's it, Drew Afuelo? I think she says something
Drew
like that too.
Afualo says that for sure. Okay,
Oh,
so
probably, yeah.
So then you met Jacob.
Yes.
And did you know immediately it was different?
I knew immediately it was different.
Okay.
I did, it's not a spoiler, but if you read the book, I did break up with him early into our relationship.
Okay,
and
why?
that was because
I didn't get there yet.
Yeah, it's spoiler alert. So I knew immediately it was different. It was just like, oh my God, this is like everything I've ever wanted. He was so funny and had a huge life and had all these friends and had a great job, like just like the total package. The difference between Jacob and my exes were that my exes were like obsessed with me. And like to a point where it was like smothering. And I felt smothered in all of my other relationships. But that's what I knew what love was. And Jacob has such a healthy attachment style that he would just be like, I'd be like, I'm going out. He'd be like, have fun. I'm like, you're not jealous. You're not telling me to stay home. You're
gonna
not
have a
like,
party?
wow, what the fuck is going on? And I convinced myself, I'm like, he doesn't even like really love me. Like I totally got into this like unhealthy yes. And I was just like, I remember feeling like I don't even think he would care if I broke up with him, which is just not true. And I, kept threatening breaking up, and he was like, please don't break up with you. Like I'm madly in love with you. And I'd be like, I don't know. Like it was just, he was so healthy and stable that I was not used to it.
That's so interesting, like the pattern that you used to, because it sounds like every other guy you were like, he loves me enough for the both of us.
Yeah, I was just like I was obsessed with being like wanted. And Jacob wanted me, obviously, and loved me so much, but it was like different. It was not like he had his own life. He'd be like, okay, you go out with your friends, I'll go out with my friends. Like, call me when you can. Like, just like so healthy and so normal, not jealous.
Possessive, like,
no.
Yeah.
And I was just like, but why are you not? And like, it was so different for me. So I ended up breaking up with him. I got myself into therapy. He was, by the way.
What did he even do? Like, was he like, girl, I told you not to do this?
He literally was like, you're being so stupid.
Yeah, stupid.
You'll read it in the book. He's like, you're being so stupid and you're making such a big mistake. And I was like, okay, like whatever. Broke up with him. He was already in therapy, by the way. Like, such a green flag. I was not.
To deal with you.
Yes. Yeah. No, literally. He was in therapy and he's like, I don't think this is a good idea. And
I keep thinking my girlfriend's going to break up with me.
He's in therapy. Like, she thinks I'm too stable. And I need to unwind that a little bit.
What do I
Let's
do?
fuck me up.
Yes. Seriously. And I started therapy and like very quickly realized like what was going on. I think we were broken up for like 3 to 4 months.
Oh, long time.
Yeah.
Significant.
He texted me like once a month being like, hey, I'm still in love with you and I'm still here. And like, what? He every month that went by, he was kind of like, okay, I'm moving on. Like, I'm going to like start. He was dating. He was fine. He was having fun.
Yeah.
But he went on a trip to the Grand Canyon. And I still get chills talking about this. He hiked down to the bottom and like you camp at the bottom and you can like send things via like pack mule. He sent me a postcard.
Oh my God.
And it said, at the ends of the earth, it's still you.
This situation you got yourself into.
That's the situation.
He wrote this or was
He wrote that.
like it wasn't on the postcard?
No,
like he came up with this on his own.
He wrote it. It's framed in my apartment.
I feel sick. No one's ever loved me that much.
No, like I thought I had it like that.
I know you don't. Like I got engaged. I thought I had it like that. I did not.
It's engraved in, and then he engraved it in my engagement ring at the ends of the earth. It's
I
still
really
you.
do have
Oh
it
my
like
God,
that.
it's on your engagement
I want to walk it back. Shock says shit like that. I'm just like, that was amazing.
It
Sent
is,
from
it
the
is,
Grand
yes,
Canyon.
yes.
My ring's engraved too, guys. Okay.
My fiance was like, I love you until it gets tough, and then I will leave you.
Yeah, well.
My ring is the coordinates of a special place. Like, it's fine. But
And listen, they're not.
I'm not competing. I'm just like, people are listening.
But
like,
if we were,
But if we were, maybe we should get them together and they can like duke it out or something.
just talk about how secure they are. Okay, so was that what did it?
That was certainly pushed me in the right direction. And then he texted me because I had gotten him tickets to a concert for his birthday. And then the concert was like coming up. And he was like, we were still broken up. He was like, do you want to come with me? Like, you got me these tickets.
Oh, like before
yes.
like months prior. Okay.
Yes, before we broke up. And I was away. I was like, I'm away, but like, thank you for like, I hadn't answered any of his text messages, by the way. This was the first one that I answered. And I was like, thank you for thinking of me, but I'm actually going to be away. That was like the catalyst. It was the first time I had responded. And then we just kept messaging.
Okay.
And at this point I was like deep in therapy and I was like, I miss him. And like, we were texting. He was like, I don't know if you'd ever like want to get a drink. So we ended up getting a drink and I went into it being like, I just want to like apologize. Like I wasn't necessarily, I didn't know what his current situation, his current situation was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just want to apologize because like I completely fucked that up. And so we went into it. I apologized, but it was like, there was definitely like a vibe. And I invited him back to my apartment. He came back because I was like, oh, do you want to see Simon? Because I got Simon before I met him. And
right.
So he came back to see Simon. And then I made the first move. I kissed him and we've been together ever since. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we were broken up a total of like 4 months.
I think it's interesting. You
Wow.
don't see a lot of people break up for that long period of time and get back together. And it sounds like you both kind of did everything right. He checked in intentionally, but not too much.
Yes.
You went to therapy, like, to figure out, like, why doesn't this feel like enough for me?
I think that that's a really big thing. I don't think that you should get back together with an ex unless something has changed. If you're just getting back together because you miss each other,
lonely,
but
yeah.
like the reason why you broke up is not different. Like I felt fundamentally different.
Totally.
And our relationship since getting back together has been, I mean, we've been together now for over 5 years. So we've been back together for a very long time, but it's just night and day. Like we are just so much, I'm less crazy.
I think a lot of people do just because you miss each other. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a real feeling. I validate it.
Yeah,
but,
totally.
Like, I think that people can only behave for so long for.
And then the thing pops up
and it
again.
comes back again. Yeah.
Well, and it sounds like you reflect on it like that's the exact way it needed to happen. Like
Yes.
the break was so important.
I say that all the time. I think if we had just kind of like trudged through it, I don't think it would have turned out as good as it had. I think I needed that breather and I needed to go to therapy and I needed to be on my own. It was also my very first time living by myself, which I think was really instrumental. I got this like 300 square foot studio apartment on the border of Clinton Hill and Fort Greene. And I just felt like that was so instrumental to like my growth and just like figuring out who I was. So I really feel like that break was necessary.
So when he met Simon for the first time, I saw you talk about this on Chicks in the Office too, but I wanted to talk about it on our show. Like, what was the immediate meeting? Like, was there anything special there? Like, was it immediate green flags? And he kind of knew he had to win him over. Was he a dog person? Like, I just want to know about his history with Simon too.
So he grew up a dog person. His family actually has 3 dogs, 3 rescue dogs, like at all times.
Okay.
But he wasn't like a crazy, like he loved dogs, but he wasn't like a crazy dog person like I am. His previous relationship, they actually got a dog together. And I think it was like, the dog was really difficult. I think it was like kind of traumatic.
Okay.
And he went into, like when he was dating, he was like, I don't want to date a girl with a dog. And then he ended up finding like the craziest dog person.
Why?
Because a dog is a lot of work, right? So it's like you can't travel as freely. Your schedule is more regimented. Like we could only sleep at my apartment unless I was, it was like, it's a whole logistics thing.
Yeah.
And I think that he had just gone through so much in that previous situation that he was just like, it's like a lot on a relationship. And anyway, we match on Hinge. He sees Simon. He knows that Simon is like my entire life. So he invited, it was COVID. And so we couldn't go on a first date. And he was like, come over, like we'll just have like a glass of wine, bring Simon. And I was like, I don't know if I want to bring Simon because, a dog in a new space, it can be kind of like overwhelming. He was like, I have to win him over just like I have to win you over. So I brought Simon. He had set up a charcuterie board for us, and then he'd set up a barcuterie board for Simon.
Oh my God, that guy was trying to get laid that day.
Yeah. And it was like all these little treats all laid out on a platter. It was so cute. Simon was like a nightmare. Simon immediately pees in his apartment. Simon is completely potty trained. To this day, I'm like, I don't know
what he was doing.
Yeah, I'm like, marking
Testing
his
him.
territory, testing him. And like Jacob was like, it's totally fine. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like so embarrassed. He knew that Simon, he had to win Simon over. And then the other big thing was like a couple months into our relationship, Simon is really medically complicated. He has like really complex epilepsy. He's very expensive. Aww. And really early on in our relationship, Jacob sat me down and was like, I want to split all of these bills with you. And I, again, I was less broke than I was previously, but I was still, didn't have a lot of money. And that was like he was just like, I want to help like alleviate this burden that you have and like take care of him.
And you still broke up with him?
Was that before the breakup?
It was before the breakup.
So that is just...
I was not well. Guys, I was not well.
No, but he knew he was going to like be with you long term. Like that's how he was like, this is my...
He told me I was the love of his life 2 weeks after we met.
Also, there's nothing wrong with you. I think there's nothing wrong with being like, this isn't enough for me. There's plenty of, like, I've dated people too where I'm like, they're a great teammate, they're good looking, they are kind and wonderful. It's not for me.
But like I was head over heels in love with him.
Yeah,
I think that is what I was like something was wrong
That
with
is
me.
so huge.
Yeah.
And it just, of course, God forbid, if Shashank and I were to get divorced, Azul's my dog. But like, it was so clear when we first started dating. The first time he met Azul, like he was nervous.
Yeah,
like it's someone he has to impress. But now that's our dog. Mm-hmm. We share responsibility. Like it's just how it should be. I don't even feel comfortable saying like my dog
Yeah,
anymore, even
I
though
know.
it's like it is. You know, he was there years prior.
Yes.
But that is huge.
Yeah, it's a
that
huge
he wanted to
thing.
help
When you're
you.
a single dog mom, a single mom who works 2 jobs. Yeah, it's it's a big
When
deal.
your son is at home crying all alone on the bedroom floor because it's hungry. Different song,
When
but-
you're a single mom, no, single moms are going to come for me of saying that. No, but when you have a dog as a single person, it is a huge deal to have like whoever
Oh my
you're
God,
dating,
the help.
like that, like your dog, like, and vice versa, like have them like
and
each
help
other.
and want to help
Yes,
like clean up
walk
and walk
the dog in
dog.
the rain. Were there any red flags with guys you dated and whatever dog you had at the time, whether it was Simon or a foster? Like, or do you have any of those, like the way they treated, the way they talked to, didn't talk to? Did you ever have those moments, or was it all pretty cool?
It was all pretty cool. I mean, went out with a couple guys who were like, I don't want the dog in the bed, which I'm like, absolutely not. This is literally Simon's
It feels
bed.
so unmasculine.
That's a red
to me.
flag.
Such a red flag.
Like, it's just I'm not doing that.
no, I'm like, this is literally his bed.
Right.
I understand
He
it a
was
little
here
bit
first.
more if it's like your bed, but like that was never the case. I was like, you're literally sleeping.
We're just not going to work. Like
No,
we don't
yeah,
share the same
fundamentally.
values.
Yeah, but,
yes.
like guys that don't like dogs, like there's just. I'm not the biggest animal person in the world. I'm like hyper clean. I'm like crazy. I'm really anal retentive. But like a man that said to me, I'm just not into dogs. That would be so weird. There's only one that I've ever met. And I was like, this is hard to stomach.
Yeah. No, and I think that's also it is like I wouldn't go out with somebody who didn't like
Right,
dogs,
exactly.
but there was like levels to it, I guess I would say. Is like some people are obsessed with dogs, some people like
Right.
dogs, some people tolerate dogs. And so, but nothing like crazy. But I've certainly turned Jacob into a crazy dog person at this point.
Does he have his own dog voice?
He does. Yeah, I think we both have dog voices. They're not like
funny.
sometimes you hear dog voices and you're like, that's insane.
Yeah.
But where they're like just a little twinge on our normal voices.
Do you guys talk like your Simon? Like, well, we're always just like we are like Azul's inner monologue. It's so corny.
Yeah,
like
no,
we're like
that's the only way to be a dog
Exactly,
parent.
okay,
Like you must. Yeah. They can't speak for themselves.
So you guys are getting married in the
September.
in the fall. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us tell us where and what as much as you want to share.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
We're
and
getting-
if Simon's going to be involved.
We're getting married in the Adirondacks at a sleepaway camp.
Oh my god.
And we rented out a sleepaway camp for 3 days.
I love
And-
sleepaway camp. So, are you Jewish? Are you?
No.
How do you know about sleepaway camp? That's crazy.
Other people went to camp.
No, it's
Not
just
camp. Not as much as Jews.
I know, but they didn't
yeah,
invent
Jewish
camp.
people do love sleepaway
Jewish
camp.
people did invent camp, little do you know.
Yes.
And my parents shipped me away when I was 8 years old for a month. Every single
Yeah.
summer, they're like,
Long
why?
term.
Well,
Yeah.
so did mine, and I'm Catholic.
Okay. Yeah, I went to a Christian camp.
I didn't know you guys had that. I
Yeah,
had no idea.
we
went to
did.
a Christian Camp of Comuth.
Well, it wasn't I didn't go to a Christian camp, but my mom actually grew up. So she's from Brooklyn, and she went to sleepaway camp in the Hamptons, like as a little girl. Before the Hamptons were like super bougie. And she went there. So when I was young, I went to sleepaway camp in the Poconos, loved it. When I was 19, I worked as a sleepaway camp counselor in California.
Okay.
And it was like the best time of my life. Like I would still do it if it was like wouldn't be weird if I was still a camp
Camp's the
counselor.
best.
It's literally the best. And so Jacob separately was also a camp counselor. And so it's just like big in our personalities. I feel like we have like big personalities. And I also wanted a wedding that was going to be dog friendly.
Yeah.
So I found this sleepaway camp. They're super dog friendly.
For other
so
dogs?
cool.
Yes.
Like guests are bringing their dogs?
Guests are bringing their dogs. I'm bringing Simon, obviously.
Did I read this on Instagram? Because I saw you said
Yeah.
that, like, obviously it's like bring your dogs.
Yeah. Oh, I just posted about my wedding invite, so that's probably where you saw it.
Okay.
And so everybody's
your
bringing,
dog.
Bring your
Yeah,
dog. When I read it, I was like, my head exploded.
So
I was
it's
like, where's she
3
getting
days of
married?
adult summer camp
With dogs.
with dogs.
I'm so mad and jealous I didn't think of this first.
You could do it. You could still do it.
You're not going to do the dog thing.
But a sleepaway camp.
yeah, sleepaway
the
camp.
camp.
Emma Kaufman camp in West Virginia. I'm going to drag
Right, you can
everybody
do
out
it.
there.
What-
Totally.
That's
What's
true, I
stopping
can't.
you?
Not
She's like, I'm so mad. We're like, you
Well, not
nobody
having anybody that I want to marry is stopping me.
You can do it. You could also do it with just like your friends. Like get 100 of your closest friends.
Ashley and I'll do it for
Yeah.
the camp.
Okay. So.
Sorry. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So it's everybody's bringing their dogs 3 days. So it's like we rented out the full camp. So like everybody's staying in cabins, the lake, archery, like the whole thing. We're doing a field day. We're doing a talent show.
Talent show. Oh my God.
Yeah, we're
We
doing
love a talent show.
And then the Saturday will be the actual like wedding day. So like a normal ceremony and like whatever. But like the rest of the days are just like pure fun, like campfire every
insane.
night. Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
I didn't know you could do this. This should be the biggest trend. I mean, did you invent this? I didn't know you could.
I didn't invent it, but I
didn't know
do
you could do
think
this.
I've seen a couple people like on TikTok do it before. I don't know. I just like wanted it. I love upstate New York. Prior, contrary to
most
popular
depressing
belief, the Adirondacks are so gorgeous. So, but I just knew I wanted it to be longer than just like the day. I feel like sometimes I go to weddings and it's just like gone like
we
that.
did 4 days, and it felt like a camp at the end of it.
Yes,
Like
everybody knows each
like
other.
a few people came to our wedding like just Saturday, and I'm like, you've missed the weekend.
Yes.
Like we are all bonded for life.
Yeah,
We've been here for 3
we took a
days.
blood oath yesterday.
Yeah,
Like you missed
exactly.
it. Yeah.
How many people? I'm just curious.
We're inviting like 130.
Okay.
So it won't be that many, but
You'd be surprised.
If
It
you
sounds
and
like
I-
a wedding people want to go to.
Yeah.
If you and I did a summer camp, if me and my fiance did a summer camp, I feel like we'd do a talent show and I'd be like, Ashley and I are actually going to be in charge of this.
Yeah.
We're doing the show.
Yeah, Ashley and I are actually going to.
Well, Raina, you did a set at my wedding, so. Raina officiated and fucking
Well, yeah,
crushed
my
it.
best friend is officiating. So that's, and then one of our good friends is actually like a comedian actor and he's hosting the talent show.
Oh my God.
So we do have like, we're putting all the personalities to work. It'll
And
be
then
a whole thing.
Is Simon involved in this ceremony at all?
Simon will be there the whole weekend, obviously. But Simon has this like quirk that like if he knows that he's supposed to be quiet, he'll bark. So I don't know if he'll be invited to the ceremony, but like we'll definitely do photos with him. Like I'm like I don't know if he needs to like witness it.
Well, so my husband walks Azul down in a little tux. We got him. He's just really quiet.
I was gonna say I'm sure he's better behaved.
but he actually he's great. I don't even know what would happen.
yeah, but he used to come on stage with us in front of thousands
Dewey
of
did
people.
and just sat there.
It
We
was
did
crazy.
town hall. He just sat on stage. It was
my
like iconic.
God.
So yeah, he would have been fine. But we bring him up to the front, and he is like a kind of weird about surfaces. And we got married in like a pedestal thing, and we thought he was going to be up there because we wanted him in the photos.
Yeah.
But he like put a paw up and was like, absolutely not. It was kind of slippery. He hates like a slippery surface.
Is he neurodivergent?
But he's
like, I don't like this texture.
He's a little weird with like
Ashley really doesn't like
I have
slippery
a fear of slipping.
surfaces.
Yeah, so we have a lot
Well,
of
she did
similarities.
birth him.
She
so.
passed him.
I passed it on.
to him.
Yeah, it's hereditary. So he went off to the side and was with my husband's family in his little tux. But like, we really thought he was just going to be up there, me, Raina, Shashank, and Azul on that pedestal.
The hardest I cried at her wedding, I think, where I was like, I have to avert my eyes, was watching her husband and the dog walk down the aisle. I thought it was going to be seeing her walk down the
It
aisle.
was Azul, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a dog in a little tux will really get you.
I know. Let me know if you want the link. It's a good one.
I kind of do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah. I'm
really
very
love-
excited.
Yeah, that's really, really fun.
Well, tell us what's next.
Yeah.
You wrote this book. I mean, it's so great. And
the TV show?
Yes,
Yeah.
the TV show. I'm obviously so over the moon. As I wrote this book, I knew it would make a good TV show, or at least I thought so. I think it's written in a very like episodic way where it's like a boyfriend and then a dog, or a roommate and then a dog. And it's kind of like these little chapters. And so I was so thrilled when it got picked up. We're in the process of finding writers right now, so it's still very early days, but that's really exciting. And then I am working on another book. This one is a novel.
Oh.
People have asked me if I'm going to write another memoir. I was like, I don't have anything else to say.
I was just going to ask you. And
I'm only 33.
I didn't want to put you on the spot. I'm like, did you dump it all? Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have to live a little bit more life
Yeah,
before
yeah.
I can write another
Another
memoir.
memoir,
Because
yeah.
I'm like, this one ends when I'm 30 and I'm 33. So I'm like, what do I even write about the last 3 years?
I'm obsessed with this, and I love that career trajectory. Do you know Dolly Alderton?
I am so obsessed with her.
So, like her first book, all the things I learned about love,
everything
and
I
then-
learned, everything I know about love.
Yeah, and friendship and whatever the like subtitle. But then she moved on. I mean, she dumped all her stories, and it was incredible. And then she moved on to writing these novels, which we're obsessed with, ghosts, and then
Yes.
good material.
it's crazy because I was researching your book and you for the episode, and one of the things I saw immediately, it said, if you love Dolly Alderton's Everything I Know About Love, you'll love this book.
She's a huge inspiration for me. She was
Yeah.
actually, when you're like submitting a book proposal, you have to write like your comps, and she was like my number one. Actually, I have a kind of a crazy story. So
let's hear it.
I finished writing my book in London, and I kind of felt like I needed to be like out. You know, when you're like, you need to be outside of something to like look at it. Like if you're too enmeshed in it, it's hard to finish. So I went to London to finish it. I, closed my laptop, cried, went and got a glass of wine, and then I walked into a bookstore, and that book is front and center, but it's not a new book. So I was like, oh, this is so interesting. And I open it, it's signed by her. And I was like, it was like full body chills. I bought it, obviously. It was like such this huge moment because she's such an inspiration. Her career is such an inspiration. And like kind of it's like what I want to mimic.
Yes.
So that was it was so weird.
Wow.
I just finished my book.
Right, it's not new.
No, it's not new. And it was like, I saw and it had a little sticker on it. It was like, oh, I like opened it, signed by her. I was like, what?
That's crazy.
That is so special.
You remember how I found the book? I don't know if you remember this. This guy that I slept with, he was like, this is my favorite book.
Right.
He was a comedian at a comedy festival. And we were out all night long and we like had sex all night and we were so fucked up. And at like 6 a.m, I was like on my way back to my room and I was like, what's this book? And he was like, it's my favorite book. And I was like,
it's his favorite book?
The memoir. And I was like, it's mine now. And I just took it to my room and that's how we found the book.
Wow.
Well, I saw it in a bookstore. Again, it was kind of like in LA, it was kind of front and center for an older book. And but we just love, ghosts and good material.
Yeah.
Like the breakup book from a man is just like, she's
amazing. And she also has written a couple TV shows now, which she's like done a couple. Yeah. I'm blanking on, she did some adaptation recently that was like really cool. I just think she's the coolest ever.
Your book, I wanted to like go buy it in a bookstore. It's my favorite bookstore. It's in Delaware. It's in Rehoboth Beach where I'm from. And it was just really like they have right on the shelf, like top of the bestseller list. It was really so fun.
Do you have a favorite bookstore here?
Favorite bookstore? I live in Greenpoint, so I love Word on Greenpoint. It's actually, I did my pre-sale campaign through them.
Okay.
And there's so many good bookstores in New York City. Like just unlimited good bookstores. But that's the one I go there all the time. Like it's on my like loop with the dog. So I always just like stop in and see what they have. And yeah, they're the best.
I love that. Well, this was so good. We could just talk to you.
I know. This is so great. No, this was phenomenal. And you are still sort of on a book tour?
Yeah, I'm doing events through the summer, but my like long haul book tour that was like 3 weeks straight is over. Thank God. I had the time of my life, but I'm like, I need a nap. But yeah, we're here and there. There's going to be a couple more events. So,
but you're also planning a wedding. Like, are you pretty involved? It sounds, you got a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I just moved 2 days ago.
Oh my God.
We love that level of chaos. We love that.
Where can people find you, find your Instagram, and anything else that you are working on?
Yeah, so my Instagram and my TikTok is @SimonSits, and my memoir, Dogs, Boys, and Other Things I've Cried About, is available wherever books are sold.
This is so great. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you guys for having me.
Well, you guys know where to find us. girlsgottaeat.com, Girls Gotta Eat podcast, Instagram and TikTok. I am Ash Hess on Instagram and TikTok. Raina is Raina.Greenberg. Raina Greenberg for her tour tickets.
Oh, I'll be in Nashville and Salt Lake next week.
Okay.
So you guys come to my show.
Grab those. And we will not have a snack on Thursday. We're going to be in Dewey Beach. But we will see you guys Monday. Watch full video on Spotify and YouTube. And we'll see you guys then.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye.